South Bay chapter. We actually had this chapter before. It was in Keller Williams, and it was stopped for a few months, but now we are starting here. So we'll have these meetings usually on the fourth Thursday. This was the different. Usually on the fourth Thursday of the month, we'll have these meetings here. Also, this location will have a lot of our weekend events. So this will be a location for many of our weekend events. And since a small crowd, I won't go too much into what we do, but I guess I talked to everybody on the crowd already. So without much, without further delay, I will now introduce Duncan. He will talk to you about how to find the deals. That's the biggest concern everybody is saying, and how to automate our process.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, guys. Hey, thanks very much for coming tonight, spending the next 90 minutes with me. I'll give you a little bit of background on myself as we go through the presentation. But tonight's topic is lead generation, because I think that is one of the biggest struggles that most investors have. So we're going to cover how to find private money tonight. We're going to cover how to find more motivated sellers that are off-market deals, okay? And how to find hungry buyers, so we know how we can sell our houses within the same week, okay? So very, very possible to do this if you're using the correct marketing methods to do this. I want people to be able to work smarter and work less but make more money by using automation and systematizing their business. I'm going to show you how my business is set up. That I spend about 4 to 5 hours a week on my business. I run 3 business streams of income through it, and 90% of the work is done for me by developing teams of people around the country to do it for me. I'm going to teach you not to chase after business, but let the business come to you by adding value to your marketing proposition. I'm a very lazy investor. I do not like the cold call, and I do not like the chase. I want people to come to me already pre-qualified, ready to buy or ready to sell me a house, okay? 90% of everything I do is through the internet, okay? I don't do things the old-fashioned way. So most of the things I do is all online marketing. I will cover a few areas that you can improve your offline marketing the traditional way so you can increase your response rate. Just out of show of hands, how many people here are marketing every week? Uh-oh, okay.
Yeah.
How many people then are getting more than 25, 50 leads a week? Uh-oh, so we're all in trouble. Okay, well, you're in trouble, not me, but you're in trouble.
We're in the right class, right?
You're in the right class, right. So I'll just keep eating your leads. Okay, real estate investing and marketing is a science. When, by the way, when do we make our money in real estate?
When you buy.
When you buy it, exactly right. We want to know. We don't speculate in this business because hope is for dope. So just to prove this, these are checks here in California that this thing works, and it's working today. Okay, I don't know how many of those checks you need to change your lifestyle, but I'm sure 1 or 2 of those would get you through a year. Yes? Okay, so the way I'm going to teach you tonight and show you is new. Okay, so you have to open your mind to what you're going to hear, but you can do this anywhere in the world and run your business in California and be on a cruise ship. That's how easy this is to do. Okay, so if you have a job and you're not ready to quit it yet, you can do 4 to 5 hours a week, do it for 6 months, and build up to the point where you can quit your job. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get at tonight. And why? Because the internet does all the work. Don't be afraid of the internet, because we're going to get other people to do it for us. Okay, give you a little bit of background about me. I started out in the Navy and the Marine Corps. I got a job opportunity to go work overseas after I got out. I thought I'd be away for a year or 2. I ended up staying away for 22 years. Okay, I didn't step foot in the United States for 22 years. Okay, I was in India, I was in South Africa, I was in Australia, and I was living a nice life. I was a corporate CEO, and during the tech crash in 2000, man, I lost millions. And by 2003, I had to come back to the United States with my tail between my legs. Very humbling experience. I had to start all over again. But when you're in your mid-40s and you're starting all over again in the corporate world, and nobody's ever heard of you outside of the, inside the U.S., boom, I had to think of something new. Okay, so I had a lot of struggles and challenges. I had a wonderful family, and just show you a picture of my girls. This is why I do the things I do. My girls are older now. However, if you have daughters, getting all teenage girls to smile and be agreeable with their dad is a very hard thing to do. So I put an old picture of them on here because it's one I got them all smiling and still. That is not my wife. My wife is in the back of the room, though I wish she would dress up for me like that sometimes. Right. So I worked overseas for 20 years. I came back in June 2003 with no credit, little savings, no knowledge of the area, okay, completely out of touch. What I'm trying to say here, we all have challenges. We all have struggles. I don't care what they are. We can do this if we focus on one strategy and we take action and do it consistently. We all can be successful. I started a rooming like this going on 12 years ago, okay? So that's where I started out. And I heard the saying, if you continue to do what you've always been doing, you're going to continue to get what you've always been getting. If you want new results, you got to take new actions, okay? So when I heard that, I saw on TV almost the same day a late night infomercial, and this guy came on talking about how much money he made in real estate, and all these other people were saying the same thing. I thought, well, if they can do it, I can do it. I whipped out my credit card, and I bought this guy's course. You want to take a guess which one I bought?
Carlton Sheets.
Carlton Sheets. That's where I started, okay?
What
All right.
happened to him?
That was the first course I ever bought.
What happened to him?
He never really, well, what happened? He sold his name to a marketing company to go out and sell courses, right? He had stopped doing real estate investing years ago, but you know, he marketed, the name was there. So all these people you see on TV are going to go through cycles, okay? They burn through them. Somebody new has to come along that's bigger and better than that. So the thing is that what he was saying at that time in 2003 was all wrong. It was from years ago, but it wasn't working because, as an example, you all here, you got to go out and buy cash flowing rental property. They all tell you that, right? But what happens if you don't have any money to go out and buy cash flowing rental property? It's not realistic, okay? Now, I am going to tell you, it can be done, but it's extremely hard, and you have to do a lot of lead generation, and you're probably going to have to make 100 calls before you get a deal, okay? Put 100 offers in before you get a deal. But with rental property, they don't tell you about the slow payers, the no payers, and how people tear up your properties, right? So you end up actually, unless you have a whack of cash to cover your butt, you end up losing money on those type of deals, especially if you're not in a rising market. Does that make sense? So for a brand new investor with no capital and limited time, rental property is not the answer. Okay? Contrarian to everything you believe, not the answer. He would say go and put ads in the newspaper. How many of us read a hard copy newspaper anymore? Okay? No. So stop putting ads out there that say we buy houses for cash, any reason, any condition, all right? Because who's reading it? I would at that time call everybody that was a for sale by owner and the landlord with empty property and ask them questions such as, hey, would you let me take over your payments? And they think I was crazy. You know, they just want an offer. They don't want to, but like I said, if you make 100 calls, somebody's going to say yes. Who here does bandit signs? Ever done bandit signs? They're illegal here, right? But
Are those the ones they just put like on a telephone pole?
That's it.
I'll buy your house.
Yep, right. I can't think, I mean, 10 years ago they used to work great, but you're not going to get away with that around here. You're going to get fined $25 at least to sign, right? So there's got to be a better way. How many people ever bought a real estate course and they tell you to send out thousands of postcards? Well, that costs thousands of dollars to do that, and you're waiting for those postcards to get a response, and you're lucky if you get a 1 or 2% response rate.
People don't read junk mail anymore.
They don't. So why do it? Okay? So I was so desperate, I would actually go knocking on doors. Anybody do that? Well, that just plain sucks. Okay? It just plain sucks. You don't want to do it. You got better things to do with your time. So that's what I was doing my first 6 months, along with my clicker stopped. Must have pressed the button here. Why my clicker stopped? Battery died. All right. I'll have to manually do it. You'll get 2 screens here for the price of 1. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay. You don't want to drive all over LA. Man, it takes you an hour, 2 hours to get anywhere. So driving for dollars? Seriously? There's got to be a better way. You have to follow up here. People, where have you learned the fortune is? In the follow-up, right? So you have to have a system that automatically follows up for you. And if you don't have a follow-up system, you're going to start losing deals. Does that make sense? Okay. So I lost a lot of deals because I didn't have a good follow-up system. Are there agents in the room? I can talk about them? Okay. 90% of agents are worthless, let me tell you. They're worthless. Only 10% of them are good. Okay, so when you find a good agent, utilize them and stick to them.
Do they know that?
Yeah, they know it. They know it. The average agent only makes $12,000 a year.
He's right.
You
Well,
know?
they're lucky to sell one house a year, right? I mean, if that.
Well, yeah, if that. You know, most of them are part-time. You know, they're, gosh, 1 second here, guys. They don't make a lot of money. You know, the big guys are the big guys because they do the work. But here's the thing is they get paid a lot of money when they do a deal. And now look, the average house where I started out investing with Charlotte, North Carolina was $300,000. 6% commission is $18,000. If you're doing one house a month, at the end of the year, that's over $200,000 you've paid out to agents, right? If you could sell your house here faster by yourself, could you increase your bottom line? Okay? And that's really what I'm talking about, is how to sell your houses quicker by doing it yourself. Gosh, I don't know, quicker died. So let me ask you another question. Do you believe there's a ton of deals out there if you had $1 million or $2 million at your disposal?
Yeah.
There's tons of deals. So why do you say there's no deals right now? If I gave you my money, here's $1 million, go buy some property for us and make me some money too, and you make money too, are you going to go out and make offers?
Sure.
Exactly. All right? I didn't have any money in the beginning, and my belief system was wrong. Okay? So this was something that was holding me back. So my common problems when I started, my first 6 months was this. I had no credibility. I was a newbie investor, basically a Me Too investor. I had a poor pre-screening system. I was talking to too many unmotivated sellers, looky-loo buyers. I had limited time. I had a weak follow-up process. I had a paperwork nightmare. I was sick of agents. I didn't want to door knock on pre-foreclosures. I got all stressed out because now what happened is I'm trying to do all this stuff they tell you to do, and I'm working 60 hours a week instead of the lifestyle I wanted. All right, and you get a nervous breakdown. Okay? That's not what I want out of real estate investing. What do you guys want out of this business? You don't want to replace your job. You want a lifestyle, correct? That's what we want. So there's got to be a better way. That's how fast I was getting rich in real estate my first 6 months. Okay? You don't want to drive one of those. I don't care if it has spinners on it, right? You don't want to drive one of those. So here's the thing, folks. Most investors, 80% of investors, okay, 80% of people in this room are going to fail the first year. And why? Because they're afraid to make an offer. They don't have the time to do the business and the lead generation. Okay? If they don't get leads, they can't make offers. Okay? If they don't have any money, how do they do deals? And if there's nobody to help them, how are they going to get over the hurdles? So what happens to people is 74% of people will buy a home study real estate course, never do anything with it. Okay? It becomes shelf-help instead of self-help. So we got to realize that the deck is stacked against us. So what I want to do is tonight, in the next 80 minutes now, is show you how to clear all that junk and crud out of the way so you can be a success. All right? That's really what I'm here to do. So how do I ensure your success is, first of all, let's have an epiphany, a wake-up call. Is that we're only using real estate investing as a vehicle to get to where we want to go. But what powers the vehicle is really the gas that we put in the tank, okay? And that gas is the business of marketing our real estate abilities. Why are you better than him? Why should people bring you a deal instead of him? Does that make sense? What makes you stand out from all the other wannabe Me Too investors out there that you deserve their business? Okay? What makes you unique? You got to stand out from the crowd. Does Donald Trump stand out from the crowd? He has his own style, right? Okay. So, you got to look at this, number one, as a business, not a hobby. Treat it as a hobby, and you're the CEO. When I was the CEO of a company, they brought me in to do one thing, and that was to increase that company's revenue. Okay? So that's your goal number one in your real estate business. Number two is only the two actions you have to do every single day to be successful. Okay? The first one is marketing. Marketing for motivated sellers, hungry buyers, and private money. The better we do this, maybe I can laser. Did I switch this thing off somewhere? My battery's died. Hold on a second, guys. I don't like. Sweetie, can you check my batteries? And
Yeah.
Just toss this. My battery died in there. Sorry. I like my laser. The better we do our marketing, the more leads we get, means I can make more offers. Now somebody said 10 offers a day. That's great. If you can make 25 offers a week, you're going to get a deal a month. Easy peasy. Okay? So you got to automate everything you can with software. And what we can't automate with software, we set up teams or individuals to outsource work that doesn't require us to do. Okay? And anything that does not create revenue, we don't want to do. Does that make sense? That means you should go be the secretary. You don't have to go and do all the paperwork, okay? You don't have to be your bookkeeper. Those are things we outsource. So we can free up our time to do what is best, is to delegate the marketing tasks so we can make the offers. Are we all clear? Okay. My wake-up call to this was my grandmother. Because I had been away for so long from the U.S., I wanted to see my grandmother. I was living in Charlotte, she was in Pennsylvania, made a time up there to see her, okay? Got there, rang the bell, and she wasn't there. I'm like, what is this about, okay? So I thought, wait a second, maybe the bell's not working or she's a little bit deaf, so I knocked on the door, no answer. So now I'm like, this is really annoying, I'm shouting, Granny, Granny, I jiggled the knob, and it was open. I walk into the house, and there was my grandmother in the corner of the living room with her scrawny finger up in the air doing this to me. And I'm like, what? What's wrong, Granny? What's wrong? And you know what she was doing? She was bidding victoriously on eBay. I thought, my grandmother, 82 years old, is online trying to buy something? The light bulb just went off in my head. Wait a second. Why aren't I doing my marketing efforts online to generate business? Okay? Does that, and I just wanted to, by the way, you want to know what she was bidding on eBay? She was bidding on a bobbleheaded Elvis. Okay, I now own bobbleheaded Elvis. Okay, so.
Is he alive?
Huh?
Elvis is still alive?
Elvis is still alive. I swear he is still alive. I seen him. He jiggles in the middle of the night when I'm like, okay. So. Here's the fact is, and this is from the National Association of Realtors, is that 86% of people use the internet before picking up the phone to call somebody. Okay? So are you all not, you all have an email address, right? You all know how to use a browser, right? So do you not go to the internet before you call somebody? You don't want to look stupid. You want to ask informative questions. Let me why we need to switch to this business model, because it works 24 hours a day, it's a heck of a lot less work, it leverages our efforts, and if you do it the way I'm going to teach you, you don't even have to meet with buyers or sellers anymore. Okay? That's why. I just want to, again, National Association of Realtors. Internet buyers versus traditional buyers. The average internet buyer only spends 2.2 weeks working with a realtor to find their home. The old-fashioned traditional buyer spends almost 6 weeks. Realtors showed an average of 6.5 homes to internet buyers versus 22 homes to traditional buyers. You're gonna be crazy. Internet buyers spend approximately 60% less time working with a realtor compared to a traditional buyer. I don't know about you, but with me, I want to make money faster and easier. Does that make sense? Okay. That's why this is very important, what I'm going to be showing you tonight. So again, where do we begin? Let's solve the first thing that people always say is, there's some batteries on the side there too.
They're all double A's.
Oh,
We need
in my
triple
back,
A's.
they're in my back pocket there.
We need triple A's.
Okay.
We're looking
So-
for,
We're gonna
Okay.
look through.
All right. So most people tell me the number one thing that keeps them from success is, I have no money to do this business. And after tonight, you will never have that excuse anymore. So if you're writing stuff down, or you want to take a picture as we go through this, we're going to go get you $1 million right now. You want to do it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give you 4 different ways. We're going to start from small amounts of money to big amounts of money. Okay. So if you only need, say, $3,000, $5,000, or $10,000 for an earnest money deposit, I want you to go to prosper.com. You can take pictures too. I don't mind.
I'm taking notes in my computer.
Okay, that's fine. Sometimes it's just easier for you to take pictures. I don't care. So prosper.com is peer-to-peer lending. You put yourself up there, what you want the money for, and people will bid on you like an eBay auction, telling you what rate and term they will give you. Okay. The second is Go Big Network. If you have a company, LLC, Okay? This is a site you want to go to where angel investors hang out. They're looking for ways to get a better return on their money. Put your company LLC up there with your business plan, and they will contact you. There's a free side and a paid side. You only need the free side. The other is if you're doing short sales and you just want to flip a property overnight, but you have to close it and resell it the next day to get around any of these flipping laws, go to Quick Turn Money. They will give you 1.75% interest and $495 setup fee. Okay? Basically, rental money for 24 hours to flip a house. No credit check. Okay? It can be up to $500,000. Anybody here doing short sales? If you are, that's where you want to go to use that money to flip.
Should be only for quick sale, can it be for example, like, reason like just got a house, 1.6 million, and turn around, clean up.
No, this is really for transactional, so they just want to make sure their money is, in this escrow account overnight used twice. So it's really just be able to close the deal and then turn around and resell to the owner in one day.
Gotcha.
New owner in one day. Now, what you're talking about, what we want to do is we want to go to info. Why is my clicker still going?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there, Info USA. Okay.
Oh.
Info USA is where you want to start developing your own private money lenders. This is the United States' largest data broker. They know everything about you. Okay. So you can sign up for free, but you want to start going through this database based on some assumptions, and I'm going to go through those assumptions right now. First of all, do you know where all the rich people live here in LA, zip code wise? Yes? You know all the rich areas. Put that zip code in there, okay? I'm doing this for Greenville, South Carolina, where I am now, okay? I want you then to look at demographics like age. Somebody who's 21 years old, who just got into a trust fund, let me tell you, they are not going to give you $1 million, okay? So you go from 35 years and up, okay, because they're probably a little bit more stable in their mindset. They have a family and kids, and they're thinking about their retirement. Their income. Now, you want to go double to triple the median income in your area. Now, in South Carolina, believe it or not, the average annual income of somebody in South Carolina is only $36,000, okay? It's not, California, everybody makes $1 million plus. It's crazy here, right? You guys have salaries like telephone numbers. So, but that's our average salary in South Carolina. It's just blue collar factory workers for the most part. Okay. So here you would probably pick, and you can go to census.gov and you can get the median income. Okay, just double it on the site. Okay. Married, I want them to be married because they're probably thinking again of their future, a little bit more stable. I want you to choose male because men make the decisions in the household, right guys? My wife's giving me a hairy eyeball in the back there. Anyway, you only need one number, or you only want one contact, so you don't need the female too. So just take the male. And I'll tell you why I take the male really a little bit later. I want them to be a homeowner so they know what it's like to own real estate. Okay. I want their home value. Now,